Hello and welcome to Rad's Retreat, the wood turning section of my YouTube channel. Now then, in the previous video I did promise you I'm going to show you another set of jaws, and here they are. Pretty big, aren't they? These are what are known as coal jaws, and basically you would use these for turning the bottom of a bowl. You know, for turning the chucking foot, the dovetail off, or for turning that dovetail into a nice foot. Well, you would use these jaws. These are made by Oneway, made out of aluminium. I think they're 16" in diameter, so they'll take up to about a 14" bowl, which doesn't sound very big, but believe me, when you put these things on a lathe and start them spinning at 400 or 600 RPM, believe me, they look massive. It looks like you've got a great big propeller spinning round. And they actually create wind as well. They actually create a wind, you know. They really do. They can be quite intimidating at first when you first put them on for the first couple of times. They can be quite intimidating, and you wouldn't really want to get your fingers or your arms in the way of them while they're rotating. But that's what they're for. You would, you know, you would plonk you would get a ball. Let's see if I can find one. Here we go. Let's use a littleish one. You know, you would put your ball in there like that. You would then use your normal chuck key to tighten it down. And these buttons, the buttons, you can use an Allen key and adjust them. You know, you can take them out of that setting there, put them up, or put them tighter, you know. Hang on. Here we go. You see, you would put your ball in like so, and tighten down in it. Now, you don't need a great deal of force when you're tightening down. You know, you only need a very light hand. And the buttons, these buttons, they're conical in profile, if you can see that, so that they grip the edge of the ball, and hopefully they don't mark it. They're made out of rubber, so if you're careful, they don't generally mark the ball. But of course, if you really yank down on the chuck key, then they'll mark the ball. But anyway, that's how you would put your ball in, like so, and you would set them off spinning. You could then, you know, turn this chucking spigot off, or dovetail. You could turn it off, or maybe you could turn it from being dovetailed. You could make a nice foot out of it, you know. But that's what they allow you to do. For really big balls, like, you could put the buttons, say, right out to this one here, and then you could put them, well, actually I would put them into that one there, and then you would put the ball, you would put the buttons inside the ball, you know, so you would be gripping the inside of the ball. I can't really show you with this little one, but imagine if I had a great big ball, like at least a 15-16" ball, and these buttons were all on that hole there, that hole there, that hole there, all the way around. You would plonk clonk the ball on top with these buttons inside the ball, you would then, you know, turn the chuck key the opposite direction, so the plate started spreading, and these buttons would then grip the inside of the ball so that you could turn the bottom of the ball. But you know, a 16-inch ball is quite a large ball. You could probably turn an even larger ball if you were careful. But that's how they work anyway, basically. Cold jaws they're referred to. Most wood turners will know that, but for any wood turners that are new to the hobby, that's what they look like. You can get smaller ones, like for my come on, back in focus. For my Axminster precision chuck, I had a pair of set of cold jaws, and they were about 10-inch in diameter, and would let you turn up to about a 9-inch ball, sorry, which I don't really use now. I did keep them, but I don't use them because obviously this set lets me do from very small up to very big. There is also another feature as well. If you take your normal chuck jaws off, and then you get 4 of these buttons, the thread on the buttons matches the threads on the jaw carriers on the if I can show you it. I don't know if I'll hang on, bear with me. Is that too bright? Yeah. Hang on, let me try and rig something up so you can see. That might help. Hopefully you'll be able to see. Like you would put one of these buttons and fasten it where that bolt is. You would take these jaws completely off, and you would put these onto, you'll fasten this button, say, onto the jaw carrier, and then you can, you know, for really small little tiny bowls or little vases or whatnot, you could use them in a similar way that you would use these, both externally and internally. You know, for a very small thing you could use them that open up, or for a bit bigger thing you could use them that tighten down onto it. But the one-way chuck allows you to do that. It's the same thread that this uses that these bolts use, so you can actually put them in there, which was quite a good idea, I thought. I'd not seen any others that made by other manufacturers that allow you to do that, but it's a good idea, is that. But anyway, there they are, guys. Those are 16-inch cold jaws. I think they do make a slightly bigger one. I do believe they make up a 20-inch set. I may be wrong, but I think they do. But I don't hold me to it. I'm not 100% certain. But I think whilst I was ordering these, there was an option of 16-inch or 20-inch, and I at the time I didn't have this 3520B lathe. I had a yeah, go on. The one that uses the special motor, you know, the computerised lathe. What does they call it now? I'll soon find out for you. See what I mean? This is my brain. This is the kind of stuff that annoys me. Bear with me, guys. There we go, it was a Nova, the DVR XP, Nova DVR XP lathe, and the the throw over the bars was only 16 inch on that one, so at the time I got the 16 inch jaws, whereas this lathe will take up to 20 inch over the bed bars, so I could have got the 20 inch ones. But you know, I mean, 16 inch is quite a big bowl. That, it doesn't sound very big, 16 inch, but believe me, that's quite a large bowl. If you put that in the middle of the table, you'd suddenly realise just how big a 16 inch bowl is. It's quite a large piece of wood. So, there we go. I'll have to put these in now, guys, just bear with me. This is why I like this this live centre. This cone fits on there, and then it becomes a stepped drive. It's brilliant. It's a fantastic live centre. If you're looking to get a multi-use live centre, then I couldn't recommend a better one than the Nova live centre. It's brilliant. Anyway, back to the coal jaws. There they are, aluminium. These one important safety thing, which you might have noticed I've wrote on them. The maximum RPM you can do with them is 1000 RPM. Now I would say I wouldn't go above 800 myself. If you fire these things up, if you take them up to 600, believe me, the noise that they make and the wind that comes off them can be quite intimidating. So I wouldn't take them up to 1000 RPM, nowhere near. Personally, I would say 800 maximum. But I just wrote on there, that's what the manufacturers say anyway. They say a maximum RPM of 1000 RPM. So I wrote on it because my brain has been destroyed with painkillers, my memory. So I have to, you know, now write such things on things so I don't forget. So just bear that in mind, guys. Don't buy a pair, whap them on your lathe and start spinning them at 1200 or 1500 RPM, because bad things will happen very quickly. Having said that, they might not. They might handle it. But for safety, you know, don't take them over 1000 RPM. In fact, if it were me, I wouldn't take them over 800. 600's enough, to be honest. If you get these spinning up at 600 RPM, it makes quite a racket. And they're quite intimidating. You know, just the sheer size of them. Right, guys. I just thought I'd show you those, show you what they look like. They are quite expensive as well. They're about, when I bought them, they were about £120, so they're going to be probably in excess of $150, probably $160, something like that. So they're not a cheap set of jaws, but they're a very useful set of jaws. I use them on virtually every bowl I make, so they're very, very handy. What I usually do is I'll turn bowls, and rather than put them on the lathe for each bowl, you know, and then have to take them off for each bowl, I'll maybe turn 3 bowls and then put these on and finish off a batch of bowls, you know, maybe finish off 3 or 4 bowls at a time. That, you know, saves having to take them off and put them on all the time. Right, if that makes sense to you. Hope it does. Right, I'll get off, guys. I just thought I'd show you those. Take care of those fingers, take care of those eyes, and take care of those lungs. Why? Come on, you must know it by now. Because life gets difficult without them. Take care, guys. Bye-bye now.